So that's
words
it.
of inspiration.
Kunda, he said
Adjust
everything. Like Kundayo and Adjust said, they've seen it in the UK how it's done, and they just want same thing to be done here.
That's right.
Nothing to add, really. Just follow the blueprint, and we'll see if we can, develop more boxers. That's just the whole essence of this.
I think they'll really succeed. Both guys, you can see the passion from what they said so far. So people just have to give them all the support they need.
As you can see, we're ready for the newspaper review, and our guest is around. But let's quickly bring you into all of this. Remember how we do the show. Without you, there's no show. We want you to get involved. So let's be part of the fun. On Twitter, we're channels_sports. And on Facebook, we're channels-sports. You know how to join the discussion. The hashtags for today is boxing in Nigeria, hashtag fencing in Nigeria, hashtag Afro basketball that's taking place in Tunisia, and of course the hashtag All African Games. Join the discussion. Let's talk about sports in Nigeria. On Twitter, channels_sports, and on Facebook, or channels-sports.
Right, so much happening in the sports papers. Let's find out what's got people talking. And we're now joined by Tana Ayejina, who is a sports journalist. He's right here in the studios for the sports headline review. Great to have you, Tana.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Good to have you, Raptor.
So,
I have no love lost. Tana,
you don't have to do that again.
So Cecilia is not here today to, say I keep doing this. So these are guys.
I think I'm here to fight for the women's rights. Why is she not here? We need her. We need that feminine touch, of course.
Cecilia will be back. She's just on a short break. She needs to get some rest. Yemi Adebayo, we're feeling for Cecilia, but
in the meantime,
it's an action.
All right, Tana, let's find out what's got you talking. I mean, so much, like I did say, is happening in the sports. What are the key issues for you?
Yeah, I think I see Pedro inspiring Chelsea to victory yesterday. It was fantastic, and I think for me, the Blues wouldn't have had their first victory of the season if not for, Pedro's magical touch.
They say Chelsea was made in Spain.
Of course, I think that's it. The three amigos did it for them.
I know.
And for me, it was inspirational. I mean, opening the scoreline and then creating the assist that got them the second goal. And, you could see his touch. I know United will be sucking somewhere right now. It was a major loss. And still in the papers, we have Musa, who wants to be top scorer in Russia. I think for me, Musa has made his mark in Eastern Europe. And for me, he can even go far beyond that, being top scorer, being the best player in that part of Europe. Again, we have Okagbari drawing Fraser Price in 100-meter semi-finals at the World Championship. I think for me, that's equally big for us. We all know that she's a major, Okagbari is a major medal hopeful. And we need to, keep praying. As usual for her to.
I like that. We always want to have prayer.
We don't prepare
because
we rather go for the prayer.
It's same story. I listened to Adjust say that when he was preparing for Sydney 2000 Olympics, that he met some Russians and some Germans, and they were I think Canada. Those ones were preparing for the Olympics in 2004.
Whoa.
I couldn't say a word. They said that they were not the ones going to Athens, that they were not the ones going to the Olympics.
To Sydney. They were for Athens. That was in 2000. So they had 4 years.
So you could see there was a blueprint.
So I just said he just gave up that. So he said sometimes.
No, he would have gone down on his knees to pray again.
We should be happy when our athletes go out and do some of these things. He says if Okagbare can qualify for the final and doesn't win, we shouldn't come here and start saying she doesn't do well. She emerged amongst the top 8 athletes in the world. Qualifying for the final alone is massive.
I like they say, they carry last.
Exactly.
But really, if we expect her to win, we're not expecting too much because if you check all the women in the women's roster this year, I think her personal best is second only to Shelly Ann. So if she doesn't get injured, if she doesn't sleep on a normal day with her strength, at the nearest person in that bracket will be the Ivorian Morel Ahore, and our personal best this year is 10.81 seconds compared to Blessing's 10.79. So I just want to say, because if you're trying to make us lower our expectations, I'm just trying to say, expecting her to win. It's not based on her performance.
Yeah, sure.
It's not too much to ask.
No, not too much actually. But you still have to look at the athlete herself. You know, if you ask me, I'll prefer to forgo the World Championship medal for the Olympics next year.
For real.
Blessing has been everywhere. She's been running all the races and she's been doing well. She's got nothing to prove more. But I'll tell you, I and Nigerians would prefer the Olympic medal more.
That's it.
And if possible, if we could get a gold from Rio, why not?
Yeah, and again, guys, let's not forget, Blessing is an exception to all of this. As Cecilia would say, she escaped the system. You know? Because if you find out, a lot of people complain about preparations. Which athletes have you met, Anna, that will say we are totally prepared for this championship? We always do the fire breathing.
There can never be preparation, at least in this generation that we find ourselves. And most times I always tell you, that is why I don't even underrate or write off any Nigerian athlete.
Yeah.
I think our strength is even in not preparing. And so sometimes we key into it, and then we try to. So you never can expect. We just get there, we come back with a medal or two, and you see the officials all jumping. Do you see Okagbare winning? While on the track, once you win, you see the camera just beams on our officials. They are the ones jubilating, rejoicing. And there was nothing contributed to this athlete's performance.
Let's move to the other papers now.
But before we take the soccer star, the complete sports, also the Nigeria Professional Football League got us talking. Kano Pillars and that unbeaten run has ended right there in Kano.
Yeah, 2-1 games. I think I've been telling people that Pillars, no matter how strong they are, will crumble. And they did crumble yesterday. Not to, likely teams, you know, not to Imba, Sunshine, the top teams, Rangers or Atlanta. Nasarawa United, of all teams.
It seems that Baba Ganaru just even left. So that means they know him.
You know, last week, the management were saying they were happy that Baba Ganaru left there. And that after he left, they won 3 games and drew 1, and then they moved top of the table. And now going to Kano to beat Baba Ganaru and Pillars, even with Muhammad Gambo coming back from injury, it showed that, man, in fact, our league has actually gone to, newer heights, and I'm happy.
I know that's how it should be.
It is. We hardly even see what we saw yesterday in England.
Yeah.
Even in Spain. When last did you see a Celta Vigo go to Madrid or Barcelona to?
Results from those places are very predictable.
Oh, you see?
So it's good. It's a good one for the league. For the
Yeah,
PFL.
it's fantastic for the.
All right, soccer star. Of course, you mentioned Ahmed Musa eyeing to become the Russian league top scorer. But there's another one here. City bench Iheanacho again. Mikel in action. Iheanacho, our dear Iheanacho. What's going on?
Yeah, I think for me, Iheanacho has actually, he's giving everything he should. He deserves a starting place. Even if not starting, he can come in as a substitute. I don't see Raheem Sterling a better player than Iheanacho, but he's British, and of course, you have to consider that. It's only here that we don't consider ourselves first before foreigners, you understand? So you need to actually look at the little politics involved. But I know very soon, maybe before the first half of the season, he should be able to become maybe a regular player for the Blues.
All right, let me quickly allow you to react to this, Tana. How do you react to the result? 2015 AfroBasket, Nigeria losing to Tunisia. Did you expect it, or were you optimistic that we were going to beat the Tunisians?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the scoreline, but I thought that we had a team after a long while who could actually make things happen for us, who could actually win the AfroBasket for the first time. But when at the early part of the game, I saw that our boys were jittery and they were laid back. And then I knew there was a problem. Probably, maybe the home team, the home fans, and everything worked against them on that day. But I'll tell you, I wasn't expecting that defeat. I thought we could beat Tunisia, at least at basketball level, we're a better nation.
How about the scoreline? Were disappointed? 70 points,
70
to
59.
Of course, it's disappointing. Nobody expected that.
You think the Tunisians are not that good?
No, for me, they weren't. They weren't that good before that game. But we now made them, in fact,
look good.
Yeah, look very, very good. For me, they weren't the team that should have beaten the Tigers. If they could do that to the Tigers, then where is Angola?
I know.
Then we have to. We need to go back to the drawing board, like we always say here.
And those are the results, really. The other results: Central African Republic winning Uganda 60-56, Cameroon 93-67 over Gabon, and of course Egypt getting the job done over Mali.
These are results from Group A and Group C. Today,
in
Group B and Group D, matches will be played. And of course, it will be of interest to us to know who's going to play Nigeria. It's going to be Mozambique or Morocco.
I think that's about it for this part. But Tana will still stay with us. We'll just quickly talk about volleyball and their preparation for the All-Africa Games in Congo-Brazzaville. We told you they're taking part at the 8th Nation Championship in Ghana. Nigeria male and female have qualified for the finals, guys. That's good news. Remember
Good
the team,
news.
they were here, indoor volleyball. Beach volleyball will start theirs today. In the semi-final, the male team defeated Burkina Faso by 3-0. Fantastic. They got all sets. And then the female did the same thing against Côte d'Ivoire. So we are getting ready. The final will be played at about 2 p.m. Nigerian time for the female and then 4 p.m. for the male. Channel Steve will keep you updated on all the latest coming out of that one. And then we'll try to establish contact with the coaches and players in Ghana.
Sure will. How about the athletes taking part in the IAAF? Of course, that's also something very interesting to look out for. We have the likes of Tosin Adeloye. She'll be in the 400 meters. That's talking about Heat 2. Regina George, yes, she will also be in the 400 meters. That will be in Heat 4, where she'll be participating in. Patience Okun George in Heat 5, also in the 400 meters. And of course, the queen of the tracks, as many of us will want to call her now, Blessing Akagbari, trying to see how she can get into the final. That's the 100 meters semi-final, Heat 1. She'll also be participating. So big expectations for all these athletes in Beijing.
And I'm sure Tana has got some faith in the 400 meters team. Not so bad.
Not so bad at all. I think for me, Regina George has actually proved herself as somebody who can do well at that level. And I think she will be able to inspire the entire 400-meter teams to put up a decent performance.
Also, Patience Okun George. She's been consistent for a while. And then Tosin Adeloye. Even if they don't do any individual in the relays, I'm sure they can do something.
Sure, definitely. Relays are always our strength in athletics, and I think that will equally count for us this time around, hopefully anyway.
There's no need to overflog it. Justin Gatlin, of course, we all know.
You say good. I know Tana will now use it to say,
you know,
which one have we got to for ourselves?
I was waiting for this.
Jamaica winning 9 world titles, and he's still on the verge of adding to that.
Waiting to hear your comments.
You know, just look at the race. Look at the race, guys. Just look at it.
Really
At the
close.
depth, right at the depth. He stole it
It
from
was
Justin
really
Gatlin.
close, Tana, but I see some mind games even in this race.
Yeah, I think Gatlin will go back again asking himself,
What happened?
What happened? Where did I get
I thought
wrong?
I had this
It
guy in
was
my
going
pocket.
for him, and from nowhere, I mean, Bolt stole into his bag of surprises, and then I mean, he came up again with,
what
with this amazing
me
performance.
in the semi-final, Justin Gatlin had 9.77 seconds.
9.77.
The winning time for this race
9.79.
9.79. So I don't know what really
That's
what happened.
I think, is it the fear of Bolt?
Like, this guy is back again. No problem.
And the analyst said of all the guys on the final that ran that final, he had the slowest. Talking about Justin Gatlin, had the slowest 50 meters.
Yeah.
So some conspiracy theorists are saying probably if the race was extended for maybe 10 minutes,
when you have
maybe he would have caught up.
Usain was on that track also.
You know,
It's a lot
Of course, it's
psychology.
100 meters. So what are you going to extend there? You know, I think for me, both came out to actually show again. If I'm going to lose to anybody, it
shouldn't
shouldn't
be you.
be Gatlin.
Shouldn't be you.
Yes,
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
he showed it, and it was perfect.
And I was happy for the other young American, Trayvon Bromell.
Bromell,
And of course,
and
Canada's
Canada.
Andre DeGrasse, who came in third, coming in at 9.92 seconds. So you can see
Fantastic timing.
fantastic
very
timing
close.
for those guys. And, you know, it can only get better.
Yeah.
It can only get better. And,
But
well,
unfortunately, we don't have a Nigerian there.
I know. I said Tana was going to
But
bring
at the end of
that.
today, a Nigerian's name might be on the medal table.
Not
For
mine.
instance,
A Nigerian
Blessing
will be on
Okagbare.
that.
that is where
Semi-final and
Regina
final
George can do
today.
something today. Patience Okun.
And of course, our
We're
Blessing
optimistic.
But you
Okagbare
remember
get
the
to the
days
final.
when we had the Olapade Adenika, the
Chidimos,
the Ezinwa brothers.
Ezinwa brothers, yes.
At the World Championships, at least, even if we didn't get a first or a second or a third, we could have a fourth or a fifth. Now we don't even have anybody.
But even in that era, we've been struggling at the World Championships.
And that's what I'm saying. If we don't even come amongst the medal table, at least we had
names. I totally
finalists
agree
and all
with
that
you.
and all that.
Yes, I
But
keep saying
now we
that.
no longer have them.
We need to get back and discover our own talents. We need to go back to the schools. When Francis Ebukwele came here, he said the same thing. The guy has left Nigeria, but his 200 meters record still stands. Nobody has broken it. That's what it is, Tana. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you
Always
very
a
much,
delight,
Justin.
Tana.
Yeah,
Always a
I'm
delight.
very grateful.
So, guys, we'll go from here.
Yeah, let's go on this break, and when we come back, of course, we'll continue with the show. Listen to Usain Bolt talking about how he did it, you know, his reaction at the end of that fine race at the 100 meters final in Beijing. Sports This Morning continues after this.
I definitely think this was my hardest race. I've been through a lot this season. It's been rough, and Justin has been running great. He's been showing up running fast times, so I know it was going to be easy. It's a championship, and I always say that my coach has told me one thing that I've learned over the years, that Justin Gatlin, when it comes to a championships, he always shows up. So for me, I knew that if I'm going to come here and win, I had to run a great race and well executed race. So for me, I'm just happy that I got it done, and I'm proud of myself.
I mean, for the fact that Tyson Gay was between us, but I was trying to just keep my momentum going forward, and I leaned too far forward, especially coming to the finish line. Caught myself off balance. By the time I looked over, there was him. He was there. So it came out to be a good race. So it was good.